me getting used to because I feel like I'm calling people something bad, but I know it's not.
A term
Oh,
of endearment in our
bro,
parts,
just
unfortunately.
just
Yeah.
wait, just guys, just wait until he sees the Gibby goblins, bro. He's gonna
Oh
freak out.
yeah,
Yeah.
The gimme
yeah.
goblins. I've
Gibby
seen those.
goblins.
They
I've,
sit in your chat and they're like, give rewards, win rewards,
Yep.
give.
Yes.
That's the Gibby goblins.
oh, dude, I have like you have no idea. When we first launched our waiting list, all of a sudden like we had 20,000 people botting. We got rid of the bots, but um, I was shocked by how
Yeah.
many
Yeah.
people are in there. So, anyways, welcome to this is Reaper Actual. So Reaper Actual is a kind of a mix between a massively multiplayer role-playing game and a first-person shooter. If you guys are PC gamers, this game is a mix between Escape from Tarkov, if it were a huge open world game, and Rainbow Six Siege. Rainbow Six Siege part you're actually seeing right now. So when you first come into the game, you're given a base, dependent on which version of the game you bought. Um, this version here, I'm in a warehouse base, which is an absolutely huge base. I also happen to own another one, a bunker base, which I can show you later. Um, now, bases are your home in Morova, and you play a Reaper. So the Reapers are basically tier one operators. And the tier one operators have all kinds of they come in all different shapes and sizes and are you can collect them all um, if you so choose. And basically, over time, as you get more and more, they become more and more useful. By the way, you will see bugs in this game, and you will see
Oh,
a
we
lot of them. So,
we almost
like, you know,
expected. It's okay. That's part of we. A lot of us have been testing, John, for I've known some of these cats 3, 4, 5 years in the testing environment,
nice,
just running
right?
around different games for a long time now, and it's a small but tight community, and we love that. And yeah, these we've seen all the gray boxes you can think of. It's great.
Well,
Don't worry, we've seen a lot.
that will that actually
Yeah.
makes me happy because then I'm not going to worry so much about being embarrassed
Please
by
don't.
bugs.
No, no, no.
You
No,
know,
no, no.
but here's
This
the
is
weirdest
already on
thing.
such a
So
higher
those
level
of you
than what we
familiar
used
with
to.
Tarkov or Call of Duty DMZ will recognize the vault. The vault is where you store stuff that you extract back from the main world with. Now, what makes our game very unique, though, is that your base can be rated, and it can be
Oh.
rated in real time based on, and you have to be there for that to happen, based on basically players doing not dumb stuff, but things that get too much attention. We have an APB in you know if you think on GTA, the APB system where basically you end up getting
Wanting.
too much heat in the world. That's how it works. Very simple. So I've chosen call sign zero as my Reaper, and I'm going to go ahead and deploy. Now you can deploy. I'll talk more about the base later, but so this is the world of Morova. This map is not accurate. There's a whole bunch of stuff in the middle there that we're about to put the new map in that showcases those things. But we also aren't turning on the southern part of the island. The world is 16 kilometers by 12 kilometers, about 4x the size of Al Mazrah if you're a Call of Duty Warzone player, just to give some sort of information about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to deploy near the airport. I happen to own two bases. Kind of the base I'm in here is sort of right where my cursor is. Then I've got another one somewhere down here that always takes me a minute to find, which is on purpose actually. In the base, you can also do things like buy and sell stuff. I have 450 credits. I could buy one of these things, but for now, I'd rather just go find them. Notice that there are different rarity colors, and something rare like this sniper rifle here will usually come with different sort of attachments to it. Like that's what makes it more rare than others. But for now, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go out and I'm gonna go kill some fools.
All right. Looking at
John, would you like?
some of the place.
Yeah, go.
Sorry, Maddox. Looking at some of the placeholders for like the armor and like the ammo and stuff, it reminds me a lot of like Arena Breakout.
Shit. Sorry, guys.
Ah.
Hold on one second.
Get
What
him.
a way to load
Motherfucker.
in!
Hold on one second. Like, let me be a
Nowhere
let
is
me be
safe.
a
Into the
let me
chaos.
be a pussy. Hold on. and I immediately came in and like started taking fire, so that sucked. So the world is occupied by these 5 different AI factions, but really this is a straight up open world PvPvE game.
Okay.
And the idea is that it's taking place in this beautiful world of Morova. Here we go. That felt a little better.
Yeah.
How do you like that? Oh
Beautiful.
boy, he's bent over at a fun angle. Looks like
Yeah.
one of Michael Jackson's dancers doing a dance move there. Whoa, whoa. Oh, he's got a little thriller going on too. Look at that. It's funny. We just added some death stuff that makes the bodies ragdoll do funny things. So you're
We
gonna
love
see
it.
some.
Nice.
See my heat level increasing there. If
Mm-hmm.
that gets to heat level 5, people can enter my base while I'm in it if I don't
Ah,
dissipate that heat. But
because
keep
you're
in mind
causing
that
ruckus.
yeah, there's other ways that that people can enter your base too. For example, we have these trackers that people can put on their good stuff, and if they have a tracker on it, and somebody is stupid enough to take stuff back into your base, man, I do not know why we are dropping loot like it is or ammo
Mm.
like it's candy. But I will take advantage of it. Um, so you know your so if you have one of these trackers on your weapons or some of the stuff that you like, if you loot another player, those trackers can actually show people where your base is, so they can come in while you're in it, even if you don't have heat. Now, the
Oh.
way you beat that is to immediately disassemble the weapon and use it for parts. But if you're dumb enough to just throw it in your vault, um, and you know what, I've got enough ammo. Then and or aren't paying attention, then you can be in some pain. Um, so the idea though of the base rating is that the defenders have a huge advantage because depending on the type of base, and we have many different types, the base can actually end up being booby trapped. So you can set up a turret. You can set up. You can also the Reapers that you are not playing as can can also. Oh my God, that door has been bugged forever. It's so nice to see it open. It's the little things, guys.
Yeah.
And the so you can set up like turrets, auto turrets that are just waiting, but you can also, and this is real fun, you can set your other Reapers to guard your base for you. So base raids only take place while you're there. We may change that in the future if we feel like there's other like it's way too heavily weighted for the defenders. But for now, we're going to try that out when we first launch our Foundation Alpha on September 22nd.
Mm. Okay, we're really
So now
close. That's good.
the missions are, well, we're really close. To be clear, this is an alpha that will be, we're going to be selling it because we're a small company and need revenue too. But we're going to be letting in very limited numbers of people. Like the first batch that we're going to be having is going to be under 15,000 people total. And
Great.
that's going to be split half and half between Web3 players. And we have a non-crypto version that we're going to launch the alpha on Epic. The reason we have a non-crypto version is that a lot of gamers are allergic to crypto, and we don't want to alienate them because we think it's going to take time for Web2 gamers to kind of get into it. Now, something you don't see in other games very often, I do not know where his gun went, but it's there in theory. So you will see these factions. I don't know why he's reloading like a fool. They fight with each other all the time. So these two factions, Metro and I think that's Rogue Command, are fighting for this airport. And the reason they fight for it is there are resources that only happen here. For example, if you want to use helicopters in this game, you must be allied with the faction, and that means you do missions for them. So, in fact, I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to do Purge Metro just because. Ah, nice. So we're going to be putting in really cool storylines that are followed on a season by season basis. So different factions will own the airport, and if you do missions to help them, then you'll get access to exfils. Ooh, that's interesting. Was another player. I did not. Maybe our QA team. Holy shit, he's got good stuff too.
Take it.
Oh well, fuck him. Thank you very much, buddy. So
Suck it,
Keepers, right?
one thing to know about us, we love playing our own game, and we are brutal assholes to one another. Because later on today we have this PvP playtest. So what I'm doing right now is stacking up on shit that I probably shouldn't be able to get ahead of the playtest. But good to be the boss. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to be a giant wuss, and I'm going to run back to my to the metro station here, and evacuate back to my, or not evacuate, extract back to my base, because I've got some good shit. I want to go put it back in the in my vault, just to keep it safe for later on, where I can effectively cheat at our own playtest, and I don't feel a bit bad about it. Please don't share with the rest of the team. We're actually going to do something.
I have a question real quick.
Sure.
So you said you have two bases. When you start off, do you start with one, and how would you purchase one or take over a base, or what's the game loop for that?
Sure. So we are going to be selling for money / crypto, depending on which version you play, 2 core things. We'll have other stuff, of course, but bases and reapers. Now, both of those things you can earn just by earning money in the game and going and purchasing them from faction merchants or on the recruitment board. So it's important to understand that reapers aren't like, I'm trying to think of a good example, like an Overwatch hero or a Delta Force, kind of, I'm trying to think of the right word that they use for it. Delta Force operator, where, yeah. And I'll show you when I'm back to my base. I'll explain that a little more. So we don't have the train system working yet, but we do have the facsimile of it. You go to the red smoke, and it tells you when the train is going to arrive. Now, why is this important? Well, keep in mind, this is a structure that everybody can see. Everybody can see that I ran in here, or maybe not. But, oh, you know what? Before I do that, I totally forgot to show you guys something. You want to see something cool that you don't see in shooters?
Yes.
Uh-oh. He's got the console out.
Right. I was like, uh-oh.
Yes. God mode. God mode.
Oh, is it a day and night cycle?
Full one.
Yes.
Nice.
Oh, I
That's
love
great.
it.
I hate
Such a small,
nighttime in
amazing
games
thing.
so much.
Oh, I got it though. It's
Who turned off the lights?
dope.
I hate nighttime
this
in
one.
games so much. Asthmatics, I won't do night raids in Tarkov.
So
just 'cause
Terrace and I
can't
play. Yeah,
see shit.
Terrace is my Tarkov shepherd, and we have another one who loves night raids, and Terrace
Weather.
does not.
Yeah.
But no,
Also
yeah, they're fun.
Ooh, that's
We also have weather, and this makes it impossible for you to hear other people's footsteps and you can see
Yay.
footsteps, but it does the same for them.
I love
Also, we are a vehicle game, and you'll notice the water
Good.
accumulating.
Oh, so handling
So
goes off
physics.
if you
Oh.
got if you, oh, that's great.
I'm hoping that
Oh,
I'm going to
that's
run
awesome.
into a vehicle on my journey here. If I don't, that's life. But assuming I do, I can show you just how bad it gets. It's kind of on the stupid side right now. It's a little too much, but it's still pretty cool though.
Love that.
Let me turn the rain off just because.
Yeah,
you
what's
can.
the resource cost of like the rain and stuff like that? That's
The what cost?
like the resource
for-
cost for the PC for somebody running it while it's like raining or snowing or whatever.
How have we found
like,
performance affected
Yeah.
by the full weather?
Oh, you know what I just realized? Hold on, let me see if I can turn it on. No, it doesn't unless I started at the beginning. So I'm getting about 130 frames a second right now.
Ooh, and what are you running?
I'm running a 4090, but you will get between 80 and 200 depending on the rig you have. So we run on anything that's got an 8 gig graphics card or better, which is anybody who games has one of those. Games seriously, I should say. And we need 16 gig of RAM. The machine, you have to have an i5 or AMD equivalent and above.
That's not bad.
And
So a Ryzen
no,
5
no,
or
no,
an
it-
i5, yeah.
like a lot of Unreal 5 games, they wait until the very end to optimize.
Yeah.
We have a bunch of snobs on the team, starting with the snob in chief, me, who, if I have a good graphics card, I damn sure want. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I'll take that. In fact, I might sell that actually because that's a pretty good gun. Do I have any 3 plates? No 3 plates.
Quick
Get rid of this trash.
question. Does the rain also affect your mobility as a player?
It doesn't affect your mobility because there's a baseline of running that we want to, just like we haven't made a final call on whether we're going to use weight as a thing. So our movement is very Call of Duty. You can crouch slide. Sorry, you're going to see some funky animation. Our IK broke today. And dives, the normal stuff.
Nice.
And the reason that we wanted that is we want this game to be accessible. We want it to feel very familiar to anybody who's ever played a COD or any modern shooter will feel right at home in our game.
That's great.
So I think I've done those. Let me just trade a few things here. Let me sell 100. That's kind of a shit price. But as I build faction rep, I can sell for more and more, and I can buy new things. So what you are doing as you're doing stuff, so notice here with rep level 2, I'll be able to buy, I don't know why I can't click on it, that's stupid, but I suspect that's either a 2-plate or a 3-plate vest. And the higher your rep gets with individual factions, the better you end up doing. So I didn't complete a mission yet, but like there's 3 factions in the game right now. We have another 2 that we can deploy, but right now we're deploying 3 just because of the Foundation Alpha will be a smaller set of space. And to give you an idea, so I mentioned the Reapers before. They have different loadouts. So unlike traditional extraction games where if you die, you get nothing. By the way, you're seeing some funky coloring because we're testing some different color schemes. And this is one that will not make the cut, to put it mildly. But the idea is that we are trying to give each Reaper an identity. But to explain that further, even if you haven't played the game Animal Crossing, you may have heard about its ooh, where's her gun? That's interesting. You may have heard about its recruitment system. So there's a recruitment board that we're putting in. This is where you find Reapers. Reapers have different backgrounds. They have different sets of loadout, and they have different abilities. Like this guy has an ammunition crate and an armor crate. He's probably going to end up only with one of those abilities, but we have a large pool of abilities we're creating. So some of those include things like satellite transceivers, so you could have a mini map in the game. Those don't just come, but those abilities take the form of items. So if I shoot this, if I kill a guy, I can actually take his stuff, including things I don't spawn with. So I could replace my own tools. We're changing the name of abilities to tools, which is really what they are. And so if you shoot somebody with a satellite transceiver, you can have that. But you can also craft in our game. I don't have any blueprints just because this is a work in progress. We have another week or so before the actual system goes in, so you're just seeing a placeholder here. The crafting system, you go around, you find resources in the world, you bring it back, and then you can craft things. So, and on the Web3 side, anything that you have that is rare or above, you could mint as an NFT.
Nice.
Now, you might say like, okay, but is that selling power? It's not, because you can craft the exact same thing, or you can just pick it off of somebody's body. All we are doing is enabling people as they find like legendary stuff, and some of the higher end rarity comes with different weapon skins. But we're also going to let players make weapon skins and make Reaper skins and sell them to each other. We will approve every one. We're not going to have dicks or swastikas in our game. And a human being will manually approve everything. We'll have an AI that takes care of the dumb stuff. But we are going to make sure we control what's going into the game so that players can't make crazy stuff. You'll also be able to rent servers from us and then mod those servers. So you could make a battle royale mod for this game that uses our entire island, but make your own gameplay if you want to. And we will
Jeez,
also
John.
let people charge for those servers.
Pick a game
Are there
to
caps
emulate,
on?
man. You've got like Rust, Escape from Tarkov. You've got like what are you doing to us here, man?
Well,
Yeah, that's really cool.
what's funny is, so I've been doing this 36 years now. I fucking love making video games, but I love making them because I love playing them. This is like I have a huge love affair with gaming, much to the chagrin of both of my ex-wife and my wife. It's sort of an obsession. Like I got remarried 3 years ago, and I warned my wife. I'm like, I go on spurts where I will game 24 hours straight on weekends,
They never
and she's like,
understand it.
they don't get it.
I hear a flying slipper, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is one of the cities in the game. It's still under development, so you'll see draw-in, but in about a month this will be done, and the draw-in won't be there. Like, we haven't populated this, and there's still a bunch of buildings, but our cities are friggin' massive, and we kind of alternate between buildings you can go into and buildings you can't. The ones that you can't, there will be sender lines up. If you're familiar with Warzone, you understand that. And there'll be good loot, and there'll be all kinds of NPCs all over the place. Now, our NPCs are interesting. In our game, the NPCs are designed to be kind of a shit magnet. And so what do I mean by that? So the mission system, I might find an HVT mission. I don't think there's any contracts available right now. And the HVT mission might be for me to go kill a guy named Colonel Kurtz. This is an age check for some of you. And Colonel Kurtz, if you've ever seen the movie Apocalypse Now, you'll know who he is. Colonel Kurtz, I get a mission that I have to attack him and kill him. And I have to take his ear as proof of death to someplace across the island. Because we have, like I said, we have vehicles. I'm really hoping I find one. These are non-drivable ones. And you might be assigned, because you happen to be in the area of Colonel Kurtz too, you're given a counter mission to defend him. So let's say I kill him, and I get there before you do. I kill him, I grab his ear. All of a sudden now, you get a new mission to assassinate me. So you get a contract to kill me, and it gives another mission, which is to stop the ear from being delivered to this other NPC across the island. So that mission is given to somebody close to where the point is where you have to deliver. So what we're doing there is we're deliberately putting players together through the use of these missions and constantly spawning new ones for all the players and they can choose. You can choose just to run around as a roaming death squad if you want to, which is
Murder
basically how
hobos.
I'm going to play the game. Yeah, I love murder hoboing. My two main games right now are Warzone and Star Citizen. In Star Citizen, I am a world-class murder hobo. I absolutely love it. It's so much fun just to shoot people for the fun of it. I am definitely a bit of a griefer when it comes to my PvP. I am the guy that will teabag you if I kill you. So that's what I live for, right? This is, to me, this stuff is fun. You can see some unfinished stuff here. I'll go back to the airport area where we have a bunch of missions and stuff. So the idea of this game is that we are trying to build something that is new, that nobody's seen before. This open world extraction shooter, but it's our mission system. We call it Cerberus. That is really the heart of everything. It is designed specifically just to be this giant shit magnet tool. Now, I mentioned before that that your base has an actual place in the game, and I'll show you. I'm also going to go over and I'll show you where my bunker base is, if I can find it. We've added some new bases. So now I'm outside. This is my warehouse base. The only way other players can go in, notice, by the way, this has 2 doors. That'll matter in just a second when you see my bunker base. So there's 2 ways in here. There's also a garage.
So you can bring vehicles back to your base and store them for use or whatever? Oh, did we lose? Did I lose connection or?
Able to look from the outside
Hey,
in.
yeah,
There we go.
exactly.
Sorry, I
So,
lost connection there for a second.
oh, no worries, no worries. Hold on one second. Let me see where I am exactly. All right, I'm going to cheat a little bit just to speed things up here. Yeah, obviously regular users will not be able to do that. Let me find my.
Everybody taking notes of the commands though, right? Good.
Yeah, yeah. It's locked down to an admin client, and it's also locked down to an IP space, and it's also locked down to
Smart.
two-factor authentication. Yeah,
All right,
we
John.
don't.
All right, all right, all right.
So, no, but all joking aside, like we actually take hacking and stuff very seriously. So,
Good.
for example, our anti-cheat is kernel level, in our but we also have a statistical analysis tool. It turns out hackers are some of the dumbest people on the planet.
Yeah.
And because they run aimbots, they run shit other people wrote, and catching people with these tools is simple and immediately bannable. And by the way, what that also means is that your NFTs and all your stuff, you're not able to use that wallet again. So it's a pretty hard ban particularly for Web3.
Good.
All right, I think my
Great
base
to hear that.
bunker base is over
Billy
here. I'll
games,
give you.
Billy prizes. Yeah.
Yeah, we're really like, wait, we're a bunch of industry vets. I've been doing it 36 years now, and my team, I've worked with many of them for like 25 years, and we've been like, I've personally worked on 12 MMOs. So
Wow.
we've got a very seriously hardcore experienced team.
Mm-hmm.
I think my base is around here somewhere.
Terrace, John said MMO.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this
He's being a troll because like I'm hard about the whole like MMORPG kind of setup and yeah like
you're not a fan of MMOs?
it's not
Oh
that
no,
I'm not a
the
fan of
opposite.
MMOs, it's
The
that people
opposite.
classify MMOs as MMOs even though they're not MMOs, but the way you guys seem to be trying to build it out, it's going to have a pretty decent
Well,
massive
when we
multiplayer
launch, it'll
setup.
be a
So
few hundred. When we launch in Foundation, it'll be a few hundred players on the server. When we launch for real, it's going to be over 1,000.
yeah.
That qualified?
Yeah, over a
Nice.
So,
thousand
like,
definitely. Yeah, when you hit
oh,
like the
okay.
100 range for me, it's sort of like server based instanced gameplay. It's not necessarily like an MMO scenario. You know what I'm saying? Where like MMO, I typically think of like WoW or Final Fantasy, 14, and these big seamless like environments where everybody come in and interact. They may be sharded or whatever, but it's still one persistent environment that everybody kind of participates in. And like most people like if you think of like Rust or what was it like Scum and some of these other like server-based games, Dragon Wilds, and people are like, oh, it's like an MMO, and I'm like, no, it's not an MMO.
So keep in mind that I helped make one of the very first MMOs, EverQuest.
Oh,
Ah,
So I am most definitely. I've been doing this a long fucking time, and when I say a real MMO, it's a real MMO.
Yes, sir.
all right.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, like
He was just being
like
a
this
troll
is not.
though.
I was
No,
just
no, no. I
trolling.
don't care.
I was just trolling Terrace.
Troll
Yeah.
the shit out of me. I don't care.
Well, because we
Uh,
were trying to tell him that Destiny Rising was an MMORPG, and he was like, "No, not at all. No way.
all right,
No way."
it's all right. Well, I do have some say over the matter since I made one of the first ones. Um,
Yeah.
so, but what I will also say is we have heavy things like, for example, in our game, clans or guilds are called outfits. Outfits
Okay.
can own bases. The base rating component of this game can get absolutely massive. I actually do not know where my other base is now. They moved the bases yesterday, and I'm looking for it. I really do want to show you. It does exist. Um,
Are
I just
bases finite in place, like, or can they be generated? Can they be
oh no,
built in a space? Like, how does that
nope.
work?
It's not that we're not Rust. We're not trying to be Rust. We are bases have physical locations in the game. When you go in, they are instance, and the reason we do that is because what we are looking for out of bases is a lot of base raid gameplay. base rate gameplay. So outfits can own bases. The bases can get up to the point where 100 people in an outfit can be in them at one time, and another 100 could be attacking. That's how big they get.
Okay.
So like we're also going to be adding a lot of things from PlanetSide 2, which is something else we worked on, where 1,500 people could be on a single continent and in a single fight. And I think our record was like 1432 or something.
Jeez.
And so yeah, like that qualifies as an MMO FPS. So like our team has DNA that goes all the way back in MMOs, and also the only team on the planet that's ever made an MMO FPS. Nice. So, you know, this is for us. It's like this is what we love making. This is what we love playing. We are making this game because this is a game we all want to play.
Nice.
It's funny that I don't know where my own other base is. We haven't added it on the map. The bunker bases on the map. We put the warehouse bases on the map. Let me see if I can find it this way, just because now I'm on a fucking mission. So the island has many different biomes. I wish I had a vehicle right now, but I guess I can cheat. Just for speed's sake. Where am I? No one around here somewhere. No, it is.
John, if I can plug some of the questions we got in our.
Please, fire away.
Yeah, we made a thread for it. If you guys don't see, like, I'm gonna try and read chat as well, but there is a thread under the Gen Chat. It's listed Founder Showcase Reaper Actual.
Just fire them off at me.
I will. So we've got from Valent here. He's actually on stage now, so he'll be able to clarify if I miss anything. But how will you balance in-game economy to prevent speculative trading or pay-to-win dynamics?
So there's no such thing as pay to win in our game. This is a skill-based shooter. So, for example, those scorpions that are rare, they might have more attachments, but you can craft the exact same thing just using in-game resources. You can also just kill somebody and grab their gun off of them. So there's no pay to win in anything that we're letting players sell whatsoever. What we're really focused on is, by the way, do not try this on day one because I have fall damage turned off. Highly not recommended. So the idea is that what we're trying to do here is make sure that the economies are entirely separate. So I don't like the term play to earn. I really actually can't stand it. I think it turns off a lot of what I would call traditional gamers. I hate using the term Web 2.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, right? Trad gamers,
yeah. Yep. Yeah. So because of that, though, what we are trying to do is make sure that the economy, that the out-of-game economy is focused on skins. And so players can make skins, they can find rare skins and sell them to each other. That's fine. There's no power there, right? That's what we're really focused on as the major portion of our of what we're trying to, who we're trying to be, basically. We want a large economy outside the game. We're also going to have that same economy when we launch in January. We're going to have a Steam economy where you can sell stuff on the Steam marketplace even if you're not into crypto. All right, here is a bunker base. I'm not sure it's mine. We're going to find that out together.
In terms of the speculative trading, are there any caps on minting the guns, for example?
It's not caps, but there are restrictions. So first of all, like you have to be playing the game a certain amount of time. I think right now it's set to 48 hours because we don't want a flood of bot accounts trying to make stuff. By the way, when I tried to go into that base, there's a bug currently. If you don't own it, you get bounced back. Oh well, I'm probably not going to be able to demo the bunker base, but it is on this map. I just need to find it. But I think I probably won't bother with that for now because it's clearly a fool's errand. So the idea is that those economies are separate, but we are going to let like renting of servers from us. Players can restrict access to that to whoever they want. If they're streamers, for example, they could say only my Twitch subscribers or only my YouTube subscribers can play on this server. But we're also, and this won't be ready for launch, but it will be ready within 6 months of launch. We're going to be letting them charge for those same servers so that other people can make money on it, both in Web 2 version and in the Web 3 version. In the Web 3 version, that will be facilitated using our ecosystem token, which will launch in January. Okay. What we're going to be launching on September 22nd is actually a version with NFTs enabled. So like if you buy the bundles from us, we have 3 bundles, $30, $50, and $75 bundles. If you buy the Web3 version, you can actually resell those immediately. You can also break them apart. So if you buy the $75 version, you get the warehouse base with 4 Reapers. If you buy the $50 version, you get the bunker base with 2 Reapers. And if you buy the $30 version, you get a bunker base with 1 Reaper. And so you're able to just turn around and sell those, break those apart, sell them for whatever you want. And you can either connect a wallet or we create one in the background for you if you would rather, if it's your first time using crypto, which we expect a lot of players are. That's what's going to
Yeah.
happen.
Nice. That was one of my questions as well. Yeah.
Just tagging Valent back because he had 2 questions back to back that kind of go together. Were there any what legal or regulatory challenges have you faced integrating Web3 features, and how are you ensuring compliance with global regulations for Reaper Actual's blockchain marketplace?
Interesting you say that. So I have a really big goal in life, which is never to go to jail. And so the simple goal, really. So the answer is, in fact, our white paper is nearly finished. It is a MiCA compliant white paper. We will be MiCA compliant when we launch the token. We will be even MiCA compliant with the NFT sale. So we are going to great pains to be as safe as we possibly can on a regulatory environment. Obviously, the United States that environment is changing every day, probably mostly for the better, depending on how you view politics, but it's certainly better for Web3. And basically the idea that we're going for is we're trying to be as compliant as we can, and given that in the US at least there's some significant uncertainty on the 2-play vest. Nice, I will take that. That will be useful. Actually, I think what I'm gonna do now is I may extract my base because a 2-plate vest can come in handy later today. By the way, there's watch the playtest if you can, because it's a lot more fun to fight. Like this is a PvP game. I'm giving a demo of it when there's nobody else on the server just because of the time. But very shortly our QA team will be logging in and they will shoot me on sight. That is a general rule we have in our company. Is
Target John.
Yeah. Well, no. It's targeting anybody. Like everybody's fair game when you're logging into the test server. That's part of it. Even if you're trying to test something, if you don't warn people, don't shoot me because I'm testing X.
All fair in Love and War.
Yeah. Well, it's more fun that way. Like we make these games because we love to play them.
I'm gonna post, John, your Twitter account because I've actually checked out some of your recordings of your live stream tests. So
Awesome.
I'm gonna drop those for people to check out as well. Follow you as
today,
well.
the play test that we'll be doing today, I will be streaming on X. We'll have somebody else streaming on Twitch and somebody else streaming in Discord, all from different points of view. With Type 97, I have literally never seen this gun in our game.
Wonderful.
I'm kind of curious. But one of the cool things when you get to a certain point in the game, and we're at alpha now, when you get to a certain point in the game itself, you start to see new stuff that you've never seen before on a daily and a weekly basis. So, for example, I've never. Oh wow. Okay. Fuck. God. Okay. Motherfucker.
I've got a
I know
couple
that
of folks
feeling.
already. I mean, we appreciate the founder showcase, and I'm excited to get a look inside.
They want to play.
With all, but we want to play. Yeah, that's already come up 3 times, and I'm just scrolling through questions. Everybody wants to know how to get involved and jump into a test. And I know you started off with how do we use your services? I want to capitalize on that offline here, but yeah, what do people need to know?
So the short answer is for the general public, it's going to be September 22nd. I advise you to buy early that day because we think it's going to sell out probably in somewhere in the order of less than an hour would be our guess, given how long the wait list is already. We've already got 60,000 people on the wait list, and I would say about 30% of those are Web3 players. So
and you said the allocation was going to be about 15,000?
Yep, in total.
Yeah.
between Web 2 and Web 3. We're splitting them equally. I want to make sure that both communities are treated right. By the way, I should have mentioned this, kind of important. Uh, when you uh, when you play the game, you're basically going to be getting, depending on the version that you play and the base that you are, you'll be getting like the warehouse base has certain advantages, certain disadvantages. But getting in early will also give you access to a lot of the newer stuff as it comes online. And we are going to turn on minting of weapons nearly immediately after launch. We want to test, make sure that the entire NFT marketplace is working. Then we're going to turn on minting of the weapons and other things that you find in the game, because there's other gear in the game besides just weapons that are rare, like those satellite transceivers I mentioned. So, if you're interested in the game, that's the simplest way. Now, with your group, I'm actually interested because I've just simply never seen a test guild before, and that's of heavy interest to me. So you may actually get some early access to this. I'm not sure how many people we can let in this early. Like, just to be very blunt with you, we are selling an alpha version of the game. Most companies don't sell alpha version of the game. Most companies also aren't small startups trying to make a game of the size we are. So to put it super bluntly, we need two things. We need good testing, but we also need revenue. We raised $32.5 million, but the ambition of this game is large. So we're trying to be realistic about our money raises. We're trying not to do another capital raise. So we'll be selling access to that. The advantages that early people get are they have access to an NFT marketplace early. So what we believe may happen is we may see, like, if you guys ever saw the game Dead Drop from Midnight Society,
Yes.
when people bought those early versions, they skyrocketed in price. Want to know how I know? Because I missed the early sale and paid 770 USDC for my copy. Ironically, after they blew up, we have a whole lot of their ex-employees working for us now. Good people, really good people.
Yeah.
So, any further questions? Want to make sure I get to them.
I did have a question from Flash. Flash was asking if you guys will have an API for the weapons. So a lot of gamers, they want to create guides for people, give information on the weapons and like what the damages are, what attachments you can use, stuff like that.
Yep. Answer is yes. Not at alpha launch, but shortly thereafter, we're going to be having a REST API that people can use to build their own stuff. Also, Web3 developers are pretty ingenious by themselves, like actually ridiculously ingenious. So, also a lot of the stuff that's going to be on chain, we are going to provide guides to the data behind it. So people will be able to make utilities and things.
Like tracking the marketplaces as they're moving.
Exactly.
That's interesting.
We hope that happens, right?
I'm sure it will. I mean, because that's, half of the winners, do that so they can, win. So they can understand the market, so they can work within it, absolutely.
Well, and what's interesting to us
they work really well.
We're super interested and excited about watching that stuff develop, and we are going to support it. We have a team that does that, and it's our goal is to enable the community to write a lot of cool stuff, and once we launch the token, we're going to reward with tokens people that make tools like that. So and people that start up big Discord servers and people that help in other areas. We'll be giving out rewards of the token to people that do that.
That's
Very
awesome.
Nice. Love to hear it.
Reward the people that put in the effort to help make the game as great as it can be. Yeah.
That's like, you couldn't have put it any better. Like, that's what we want to have. What we're trying to do here is sort of jumpstart the community building, and by enabling people to do stuff and listening to them and going, hey, that's a good idea. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll add that, even if it takes us work we didn't expect to do. We're also going to have a roadmap at launch or at the Foundation Alpha launch, that is going to clearly show what we expect on a month-by-month basis. But that plan can change based on player feedback. So another big part of what we're trying to get is like, hey, are these systems fun? Like our gunplay, we think it's pretty good. we've had some big time streamers playing it recently, and they're telling us the same thing. But how do average players use it? How do they like it? What stuff do they like about the game? What they don't? High impact areas, bugs, everything, you name it. We want direct feedback. We're also going to be very active on Discord, so that the particularly in the channels for the people who purchase the Foundation Alpha, there'll be a lot of dev streams and dev Q&As. And in general, we're just going to hang out there and we'll answer people's questions ourselves, not just our community people, although we have that team too.
That's a great way to do it. It's we call what you're doing building in the nude. It's you're here, you're doing the thing. It's founder led. It's great. It's also great to hear just that you like playing the game you're making. Of course, that's a big green
that's
flag
why
there.
I'm picking it.
That's
Like
huge.
this,
I just want a cool game to play. Exactly. Yeah, we love
but what's
that.
funny is this game came from me during COVID, playing a lot of Rainbow Six Siege and a lot of Call of Duty DMZ and Tarkov, and I'm like, no, these things would go well together. But the core idea of the game I've had for 10 years. So for me,
great.
I left Amazon Game Studios specifically to make this game and start this company. So
That's
I'm
fantastic.
stoked to be able to do that.
I
Yeah,
love to hear that.
This is what I love to do, man. I've got, I have 2 grown kids in the industry too, and I've got 4 kids total. But like, this is not just like a hobby for me; it's my life. And when I go home tonight, I'm going to play a lot of Warzone and a lot of Star Citizen. And this weekend, that's what I'm going to be doing on both days of the weekend. I don't do much else. So for better or for worse, my wife sometimes calls herself a gaming widow. But you know what? There's worse things in life, like it's, she also plays like Mario Kart with me. Last night we were playing Mario Kart World.
Nice.
So like we have a good time. It's fun.
I love it. My wife taught me how to play Call of Duty, the original, when I was 13.
That's a keeper.
Yeah.
That's a keeper.
Yeah. She pulled out the Xbox that she got when she was like an older teen. They weren't allowed to have consoles until then, and they got right into like Call of Duty. She's also like a Doom 95 kid and a Wolfenstein kid, so that she did get to play those. But console, that was like one of her first loves, and we've been playing all the CODs since. So fun.
You know what? You found a good woman then, because
it gets a little harder. We got young kids now, but yeah, it's a fun gaming history. It's cool.
You know what's a true story? One of my oldest daughters, she worked at Blizzard for 4 years. She got the job because she fucking killed it on a lore. On the first interview, had a heavy amount of lore, and she'd been playing since day one, starting sitting next to me. And immediately he's like, "Dad, can I play?" And I think she was 6 at the time.
Yeah. We got my younger ones going as soon as they could. Keyboard and mouse is a new progression for my 7 and 9-year-olds, but
they're buttons to mobile.
As soon as they could reach the sticks, we had them on Breath of the Wild.
Such a good game.
There was a bunch of them. I'm trying to remember them all. They play Minecraft a lot now. Stuff like that. Roblox is not allowed in the house.
Minecraft and Roblox are some of the most amazing games ever made. Like it's in fact, I remember David Bazuki walking around these different online conferences, nobody sitting in on his panels because the game looked bad. 5 years later, he's a billionaire.
Yeah, exactly.
I love seeing that. This other questions, please.
Yeah, I have. Well, so John, I have a lot in our little question thing. I'm trying to summarize some of them to make sure we get around the room, but I also want to respect the time. I don't know where you're at.
Yeah, I do have 8:30 hard stuff, but please ask as many as you can.
I'll also send you. What I was gonna say is I'll send you our little thread here. I'll just tag you to it. Whichever, and we can get some answered offline too. I wanted to offer just the last couple minutes to anybody brave enough to jump on stage and ask the question in person. If anybody has any questions before we close out today, I know everybody here so far has shown some sentiment to being excited to jumping into a playtest.
Me too.
Absolutely. So we definitely want to capitalize on that. We'll touch base with you after this event to do that, or see what we can get together and do. But does anybody have any questions you want to ask on stage in the audience here? I know we have a lot of good ones.
Quick.
Yeah,
so
go ahead.
Mine's kind of two people's together. So it's Tharisto asked the first main question that I kind of piggybacked off of, but it's basically asking how do you because FPS and MMO are kind of two decently different game modes. So how do you plan on blending the tactical combat of FPS games with the progression system of typical MMORPGs? That was
Sure.
Tharisto's question.
Okay. Simple answer to that. There's an entire side of our game that I would say is classic MMORPG, crafting and manufacturing. So I hate crafting. I'll just say it straight up. But we are going to have one of the best crafting systems in any MMORPG, period. And that's a major part of the game because crafting is how you get some of the best weapons in the game. We also, though, have MMO style progression on things like your guns, things like your faction reputation, very familiar to MMO players of all stripes. That in fact, the reputation system is straight up out of MMORPGs. And it is a major part of how you progress in the game because you get different missions based on your rep level with the different factions. And also things like, for example, if you are not aligned with the faction controlling the airport, so I'm in a warehouse space, I can upgrade this space to have a helipad. I can do that with in-game money only.
Mm.
And if I do that, the helicopter, there still has to be access to the airport to refuel. So you kind of are forced to ally yourself depending on your gameplay style. There's also gas stations all over the world. If you happen to get a vehicle and have a warehouse space that has a garage, there's many other base types that have garages too. Very few that have helipads. So what we're trying to do is build the persistence level in. So that's another major factor. I should have explained that. When you come into our game, there's no rounds. It's a standard MMO style persistent server. So you come in and you're going to see the same people when you play. And also, if somebody kills you and you go back to your base, you can go hunt them down. That's hard to do in Tarkov after you're out of the round, unless you're lucky enough to get into another round. So it will feel very familiar to MMO players. There's an entire loop specifically around collecting Reapers, recruiting them, collecting them, keeping them alive. Each base has a medical bay, and once obviously they get revived, but they can spend increasing amounts of time in the hospital. So you constantly need to recruit different Reapers that have different abilities. Some have medical abilities, and some have crafting abilities that can help craft and manufacture things. Also, the certain bases have more crafting table options, and why that's good is you can have an assembly line. I think the warehouse base allows for three crafting tables, and you can assign Reapers to actually do the crafting for you, but it does take a period of time and resources to do that. So hopefully that answers the question.
Yeah.
I can spare about 5 more minutes. I can be late to my next meeting. Answer a few more.
So yeah, that does
Well,
most of
yeah.
my kind of piggyback off that was just like, is there any type of like prestige or any like, does that rep have a cap or is it just infinitely going?
So the rep has a cap, but it gets wiped each season every 3
Okay.
months.
Mm.
And because
Gotcha.
we have 5 total factions, and we're going to be bringing and rotating them in and out. We have a storyline that's planned out for 5 years. And a lot of the storytelling is done via missions and other ways that
Yeah.
I'm not ready to show yet. But it's the idea is that the world is new every time you log in. Like there's always new stuff going on. There's events that happen all over the world.
World
And
events are so much fun.
I could not agree more. And it's from my standpoint, that's probably the main thing our mission system does is create these events, and then they bring all kinds of players because events spawn missions, and players can get drawn to those because the mission system basically says, "Hey, go over here." You don't have to listen. You can actually go and just sit up on a hill and snipe them if you want, which is what I'm going to do a lot of the time.
Let me see if there's others that.
I have one more
Go
question on
ahead.
the
Yeah.
Web3 side of things. Um, are you guys anticipating integrating something like decentralized identity and or cross-chain interoperability?
So I can say to the decentralized authentication, we can't do that. The reason
Okay.
that we can't is that we need certain authentication that are provided by Epic in this case, in order to facilitate some of the back end stuff that we have to do. So we don't really have a choice on that, at least at this time. Down the line, I could see us doing that as long as there's a way for that to be a trusted authentication. One of the things we found very quickly when we announced the game, I have never seen crazier levels of bots in my life, and they were instantaneous.
Mhm.
So the first thing we had to do was write a bunch of anti-bot tools for our, not just our website, our authentication, so like we blocked all of the key email service providers that facilitate those sorts of things, simply because we need to identify the actual people playing the game. It's really as simple as that.
Another
We don't
one of
mean
the
physically.
issues. Sorry, go ahead.
Yes.
Well, it's not physically identifying them as people. It's physically identifying them as a digital footprint, so that in case they hack, we can block them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
See, that's one of the
this
problems with Web3, though. Like, if it's not bots, it's multi-user accounts where people have like 20 different accounts and they're trying to farm as much of the crypto-based rewards that you can get from the game to try to sell them. And one of the issues with that is like, if they can get a free account on the crypto side and then continue to run on the crypto side endlessly, people will just do that and try to farm up rewards and thus,
That's
restrict
exactly why
profit. Yeah.
that's why we put quite a bit of effort into blocking that exact use case.
That's great.
Okay.
And
Good.
I realize there will be some dolphins caught in the net. We do know that.
Mhm.
We will do our best not to have any, but I know from experience that certain usage patterns that
We'll
are
trigger it.
clear to
Yeah.
us, that every now and again you'll get somebody who's legit. Like, do I really care if one person is controlling 3 computers to farm? I don't, as long as they're actively playing the game. What I do care about is somebody being able to make that 30 computers with
Mhm.
simple, easy to access accounts. Like it's like if it's your brain and your 2 hands doing it, I'm less concerned. But the ability to bot the thing, that I do care a lot about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It comes up a lot later down the line with games that have the ability to earn. Well, we don't have to call it a play to earn, but is KYC on the roadmap anywhere?
it is
Or not-
if you want to spend more than $500.
Yes.
to spend more and then to
What about
withdraw as well?
payouts? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because that's going to
it's,
be the next.
So the payout thing is an open question. I believe that's also set to $500, but I'm not positive.
Okay.
And
Okay.
these, by the way, these questions are a first for me, and I've done a ton of these community presentations. This makes me want to work with you guys even more because that's a clueful question, and I definitely want to. I want to talk offline about this. My
Definitely,
email
John. Yeah, no, definitely. We'll get it. We'll set up a meeting where we can meet properly. But no, this is what we like to do. We've
Welcome to DTL.
welcome to
Yes.
DTL. Yeah, we if you can make it, we can break it. No,
Yep.
it's
I love that line. That's great.
so no, it's I'll close this out and just say, like, just to keep everybody on time, but it's been a pleasure, John. Thank you for bringing your game
Really
to
very
us.
much on my part too.
Yes.
You
thank
know,
very
and
much.
yeah, no, I look forward to the meeting in the future. But yeah, we're a group
Let's
of
make it in the
testers and
near
gamers.
future.
What's
So
that?
my email is Smed SMED
You want to give everybody your email? Let's go.
at dps.gg.
Hold on. SMED.
Wait, at
Cheers.
double what?
I
It's
actually
Smed at
missed it.
So we are Distinct Possibility Studios, but the URL is
Ah.
dps.gg.
That's a sick
Okay.
URL. What the hell?
I know, right?
Yeah,
So
don't
I'm
go
gonna
to,
visit that right now, bro.
Like,
don't go to
especially for a gaming
dps.com.
thing.
That's some fucking shipping company that is
Yeah, I found it.
unfortunately going to be the victim of a lot of shit.
So sorry,
Um,
it's SMED at tps.gg.
No, D as in dog, P
D.
as in Peter, S as in Sam,
Yes, sir.
.gg.
You got it. Okay.
Image
I got
per
it.
second.
I'm dropping it in our group chat here just to.
All
Okay,
right,
cool.
yeah.
You're not in our group chats, John. We'll get you in our group chat. It's fine. All right, cool. We'll talk some more.
It's fucking further, guys. And I really enjoyed showing you the game and talking about it and the good questions. Actually, like, this has been the best Q&A session I've had so far as well. So
We want to
Thank
look
you all.
out for games, and we want games to make it. 95% of the games we've come across in our testing over the last 5+ years have not made it, and
Yeah.
that's part of why DTL exists, is to help be a nice sounding board for games and projects to share quietly or just a little before the timeline, so the timeline doesn't rape people, and just we want it to be, we want to save people marketing dollars from promoting stuff that's not quite ready, all these things. So we care. We like playing games too, and we want you guys to exist. So that's why
I
we're
love
here.
you guys sound like you're a perfect fit with us. So let's talk and let's get something going there.
I love it, John. All right.
Sounds great.
Thank you,
Thanks
Tony.
everybody
Thanks for
for
sharing
showing
with
up.
us, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
No,
have a great
I
rest of your
enjoyed
day and appreciate
you.
all your time. Thanks.
absolutely.
Get you
Thank
later.
you. Have a good one.
We'll close out with everybody. Thank you guys for all showing up today for this founder showcase. It was the first for us to do something like this. As you heard, I didn't plan on that, but it sounds like we're going to be trying to work with Reaper Actual a little bit deeper. And really happy to have John come through. He's the founder and CEO of this project, and you all heard his credentials. So very nice there. We'll do more things like this, of course, when we have the opportunities. Let me go dive into his DVMs and find out what's next for us. We are going to, the team was nice enough. They're going to probably share some of those game packs with us. We'll do that offline, but we got a bunch
Check
of great
my last
questions.
message in the DMs there.
Thank you,
Tagged
Terrace.
you.
You tagged me
Yes.
hang on,
In the
before I put my
DTL
foot in my mouth.
Alex, there was such a low-hanging fruit that you missed out on. You could have
Oh.
just said, we might be working deeper with the Reaper, bro. Like, it was right there.
We might be working deeper with the Reaper. We'll see. No, I love it.
But yeah,
Thank you
if
guys
you
for
like
just being
that-
involved.
If you like that, that's perfect right there. I don't know, but that's up to you. We can figure that out and work with them otherwise for like Team L or something.
Absolutely.
yeah.
We'll make
Yeah.
we'll make an announcement shortly. I'll let me get with Terrace and the team a little bit, and we'll go from there. But we'll make sure it's all gravy, and we'll set it up. And if you we want to reward it. Like, you guys know me, I'm not into Givey Goblin stuff. Just showing up is not enough. So
Yep.
those who participated and engaged John in some great conversation and asked good questions, that really makes us stand out, as you can hear, as something different than just a game night or a community. So
Mr.
we're
Icy.
Icy popping
Hey,
through,
Icy in
bruv.
the chat.
Good
We love you,
fun,
brother.
bro.
Thank you for coming and saying
Legend.
hi.
Icy.
I had such a good
Icy's
fun.
the showstopper. Like, he shows up and everybody's like, Icy! He's just that good.
Literally.
No, I'm not even kidding. Like, I can be doing anything on Discord at all, and my kids ask me to say hi to Icy. They're like,
Icy is just
they're
that
like, oh, are you,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
is Icy online? Can you say hi? And I'm like, yes, of course. Yeah, it's great. They chat a bunch. We love it. I appreciate you guys all being here, asking good questions. It was a good time. Anybody who missed it or came in late, don't worry. I was successful in streaming it to 3 different
I
places.
tossed my
so it's
stream
on
on too, so.
Awesome. It's everywhere.
We're more than covered. Yeah.
We'll we'll probably grab the full recording and drop it into the industry research section for Reaper Actual. So if you have more
Yeah.
discussion, please drop it there. We'll send the questions section off to the team, so that they can answer all the questions in depth if they want, not on the spot. Give us the big deets.
Yeah,
so
if
that'll
you
be
guys do
good.
have more questions, you guys can toss more in there, and we could always just forward that to their team. That way, they do know what
Totally.
other people are thinking. It definitely doesn't have to end now for you guys to ask questions. And when we do
No.
get answers to them, we will provide them there in a reply to your message. So yeah, definitely feel free to ask as many questions as you want, guys.
Love it. Okay, well, thank you guys for showing up. We're gonna close it out. It's been a really productive day today, so looking forward to it. If you're looking for something else to do, the open office is always open. So come on through, come play some games with us, come hang out, talk about what you're seeing on the timeline, new games to pop up and check out. All welcome. But otherwise, just really appreciative of everybody who showed up today. We'll do it again sometime soon. All right.
All right, guys.
That's a
Thank
wrap
you.
all.
Have